Good afternoon, my class. Can you hear me, and also can you please see my name on PPT? If you can hear and you can see my name on PPT, you can type yes. If you don't see my name and you don't hear, you can type no. If you can see and you can hear, just type yes. Okay, excellent. And we will begin our class after 1 minute, and today's class we will talk about one new topic, momentum. Momentum is very important topic, and most of the time this is misunderstood by many students, and many students they found this topic difficult. There are certain mistakes, few mistakes this are made by students all the time, and I will highlight those points so you will not make mistake again. So today's class is very important. Listen carefully, try to improve yourself. If you don't understand any point, you can type your question. I will explain your question. So today's class we will discuss this topic in detail. First of all, I will explain you main concepts, and then we will understand those concepts by solving past paper questions. Okay, so let's begin our class now. So I will explain you first of all momentum, main concepts about momentum. So let's start with momentum. What is momentum? So we can start with momentum. So let me draw some lines here so it will be easy for us to see what I'm writing. Okay, so the first thing please you need to understand is what is momentum. So momentum you need to understand is equal to mv, and not only mv, momentum is a vector quantity. So I will draw arrow here. This is a vector quantity. So v is also vector quantity. It means that these two quantities, they are vector, they have same direction. So I will write down u, in this case v and p, they have same direction. So very important point you need to understand. Now let's try to understand this one with one example. Imagine that we have this one small car, mass of this one is m, and let's say the speed of this one is v. So the velocity of this one is to the right. So if I ask you what is momentum of this one, what you need to say is, you will say that momentum of this one is equal to mv, but this momentum is to the right. You will not say only momentum is equal to mv. That is half answer. You have to say momentum is equal to mv and momentum is to the right. So this is the point you need to understand. Okay, if this is clear, wonderful. So the point you need to understand, momentum is vector, it's not a scalar. Momentum and velocity, they have the same direction. Okay, let's go to next point now. The next point what you need to understand is, you need to understand what is conservation of momentum. Very important concept. Conservation of momentum means principle of conservation of momentum. We need to understand this principle. And when momentum is conserved, principle of conservation, when you can apply, when there is no net external force acting on the system. No net external force. When you say net, it means one force. Net force is always one force. So this is the point you need to understand. Now let's try to write down conservation of momentum. Let's say we have one car, mass of this one is m1. I can say mass of this one is m1, and let's say the initial velocity of this one is u1. And let's say this car is moving to the right. And we have another car here. Let's say mass of this one is m2, and this one is also moving to the right. And these two cars, in this case u2 is lower than u1. It means that I will write down here u1 is greater than u2. So it means this one is faster than this one. So finally they will hit each other, means they will collide. So after collision, it has velocity v1, and the velocity of the second one means m2. This one is v2. Now we need to understand how we can write down conservation of momentum. And so in this case, initial momentum has to be equal to final momentum if there is no net external force acting on the system. So we have to take one direction as positive because momentum is a vector quantity. I will take to the right positive because all they are moving to the right. So we will take to the right is positive. So momentum of this one, we will say this is m1 u1. Momentum of the second one, momentum of this one, you will say this is m2 u2. And momentum of this one, m1 v1, and momentum of the next one is m2 v2. So this is how you can use conservation of momentum. So this is one important concept. The second most confusing part for many students is this one. So let's say we have one ball. Listen carefully. Let's say the mass of this ball is m and this ball has velocity u, and this is moving to the right and it collides with this wall. So imagine that this one is wall. When it collides this one, then it moves backward, mean go in opposite direction. So this is here. Let's say velocity of this one is v and mass will not change. When two bodies collide, they apply force, and when you apply force on any object, mass does not change. So the mass is the same. Now if I ask you what is the change in momentum, so you will say the final momentum minus initial momentum. So this is the point we need to understand. Now in this case we need to understand this momentum and this momentum, they are not same. The magnitude is same but direction is opposite. If u is equal to v, means magnitude is same. If I say u, this is also u, it come back with the same speed, for example. Now in this case you need to understand momentum is a vector. You take one direction as positive. I will take in this case to the left positive. So it means this velocity is positive and this one is negative. So now you can write down mv. So v is also equal to u. So this is mu minus, and you have m. So let me write down m initial momentum. So we can write down initial momentum here. This is m, and this u is negative. So you have minus u here. So finally you can write down this is mu plus mu. So the change in momentum in this case is equal to 2mu. Speed of this one before and after is the same. So the change in momentum is 2mu, not 0. So this is very important point you need to understand about momentum. I hope this point is clear to you. Okay, if this one is clear to you, next one we need to understand what is impulse. Next thing, we will try to understand what is impulse. Impulse, simply this is equal to change in momentum. Impulse is equal to change in momentum. And impulse, you can understand change in momentum here. Change in momentum, so let me write down change in momentum. Change in momentum is equal to m times delta v. And if I divide this side by delta t, and also I divide this side by delta t, now can you see in this case, this quantity, this is equal to a. So we can say this one is equal to a. So we can rewrite this. We can say delta p over delta t, this is equal to m times a, and ma, this is equal to net force, means resultant force. Now from here we can say that F net, this is equal to delta p divided by delta t. And so we can say delta p, this is also equal to F net times delta t. F net times delta t. So it means delta p, you can also say this is F net times delta t. So we can say times delta t. So if I ask you what is unit of impulse? Unit of impulse. From here you can find out unit of momentum. So unit of momentum will be kg meter per second. But the unit here, unit of change in momentum and unit of momentum is the same. So this is kg meter per second. But from here you can write down another unit. Unit of force is Newton. Unit of time is second. So the unit of impulse, you can use any unit. You can say Newton second, or you can use kilogram meter per second. So this is all what you need to understand about momentum. Means these are concepts of momentum. These concepts you need to understand. Now we will use these concepts and we will try to understand more about these concepts by solving past paper questions. Let's move on to next slide and do questions and try to understand how to apply these concepts in different situations. Let's move on to next. Until now, if you have any question, you can type your question right now. otherwise we will just go to next one. Okay, so let's move on to next. So these are the main point you need to understand. Next one. Okay, please try to answer this question now. I wanna see your answer. Take some time and write down your own answer. After 2 minutes I will explain. Okay, please write down your own answer. After 2 minutes I will explain. Okay, please type your answer. Okay, so let me explain to you. If you have done, it's wonderful. If you're still struggling with this one, now you can check my solution. Okay, for this one, please, the first thing you need to understand, it is given to you a bullet of mass. This one is moving horizontally at a speed of this. So this is the speed of the bullet. It strikes a stationary wooden block, means the velocity of wooden block is 0. So we can say this is u2, this is equal to 0. And the mass of the block is given, and surface is frictionless, means no external force. Bullet stays in the block. We have to find out speed of the bullet and block after the impact. So how we can approach this one? So first of all, we can sketch here. This is the bullet, and the mass of the bullet is given. That is 0.10 kilogram. As speed of the bullet is given. That is 600 meters per second. And this one collide with a wooden block. So you can imagine this is a piece of wood, means this is wooden block. And the mass of this one is given. That is 1.90 kilogram, and this one was at rest initially. And bullet collide with this one, and bullet stay inside the block, stuck or embedded inside this one. So this one is the bullet, so this is the bullet, it stay inside this. So the total mass of these two we can write down 0.10 plus 1.90, means the combined mass of these two. Question is asking you to find V. So this V you need to find out. What is value of it? This is what you need to find out. Now in this case there is no net external force acting on the system. It means conservation of momentum we can use. So we will write down initial momentum. This one has to be equal to final momentum. Initial momentum, you have to take one direction as positive, so we will take to the right is positive. So momentum of this one is positive, so we have 0.10 times we have 600. Momentum of this one 0 because the speed of this one is 0. So the momentum of this one 0.10 plus you have 1.90, and you have to multiply this one with V. So we can simplify and we can get the answer. If we simplify this one, you have 10 divided by 100, and this is multiplied by 600, and here we have 2 times V. So this 0 we can cancel with this 0 we can cancel with this. So the V in this case, it has to be equal to 30 meters per second. So the answer for this question has to be A. So the answer for this question is A. So this is how you need to approach this problem. If you have any question about this right now, you can type your question. If you don't have, check this solution and we go to next one. Okay, please check this now. Okay, if this is clear, let's move on to next. Okay, now please try to answer this question now. Also very nice question. Try to answer this now. It's also based on the same concept. Not too many concepts in this chapter. I have explained you all concepts you need. Now you just need to apply them. So try to answer this problem please. You have 2 minutes. Try to answer first of all by yourself, and then I will explain. Take some time. Try to answer please. After 2 minutes I will explain. First of all, sketch. The best way to answer this problem is sketch, so you can see the picture and then you can find the answer. Okay, after 1 minute so I will explain. Answer is B. Try again. Simple. Try again, I think. Okay, try again. I will check answer, but I think this is not answer. You are missing something. You are making very common mistake. Amanda also B. Amanda, please check again. You are making one common mistake. Most of the students, they make that mistake. Chris, no, A is not answer. Oh, is asking you. Oh, acceleration. Yes, acceleration. So let me check this one, please. So let's see the answer. Let's check answer is A or B. Okay, let's check the answer now. Okay, so let's write down. For this question, it is given to you. You have the ball. So let me sketch. We will check answer C. Okay, answer C. Okay, let's see the answer. I think C is also not answer. So let's see actually. So just wait. Now let me explain to you. First thing, please, you need to understand ball as velocity. Let's say this velocity is U. It is moving to the right. So this is 30 meters per second. I think you're making common mistake, and this mistake is very common. Most of the students, they make the same mistake, not only you. So listen carefully now. So it is also given to you, there is a bat. So this one simply you can imagine is a bat. Bat look like this, like a baseball, if you have seen. So this one is the bat. Ball hit this one, and this ball go back in the opposite direction, 20 meters per second in opposite direction. I mean, this ball go this way, and the speed of the ball is given. This is 20 meters per second. Now please, in this case, question is asking you, you need to find out acceleration. This is very common question. Delta V by delta. You see, in kinematics, we also study about this. So you need to find out acceleration. So this will be equal to V minus U over delta T. Now you need to understand, velocity is a vector quantity. So you need to take one direction as positive, and this is the mistake you are making. You are not treating velocity as a vector. That's the reason you got wrong answer. So look at this now. In this case, I will take to the left is positive. So I will take this one is positive. If I take to the left is positive, it means this velocity is positive and this one is negative. Now simply plug in values. V is equal to 20 minus and this minus. None of you have written the right answer. A, B, C is wrong. How about the time? Time of impact, 0.10. So this is 0.10. So what we got here? We got 50 divided by 0.10 means 10 divided by 100. So 0 cancel. It means 50 multiplied by 10. So this one is 500 meters per second per second. So this is the acceleration, and we got positive answer. So this acceleration is to the left. Okay, so answer for this one is D, please. This is common mistake. Most of you have made, you have repeated the same mistake because you miss this sign. You didn't treat velocity as a vector. Velocity is a vector, so direction is very important. Okay, so the answer for this question is D. So this one is the answer, and this is the common mistake. That's the reason always take one direction as positive, then write down which one is positive, which one is negative, then use formula and figure out the answer. I hope this is clear to you, and this is how you need to approach this problem. Okay, so this is how you need to approach this problem. Okay, I hope this is clear. So the answer for this one is, any question about this one now, please? Any question about this? But well done, you have tried. Amanda, Chris, Simple, at least you have tried. Okay, so the students who have tried, wonderful. So at least you understand your mistake now. So the answer for this one is D, please. Let's move on to next one. Now try to answer this question, please. Try to answer first of all by yourself. Okay, try this question, please. Very nice question on momentum. This will also challenge your understanding of momentum. Okay, so please try to answer this now. You have 2 minutes and then type your answer. You have 2 minutes, type your answer. Okay, please type your answer. Take time, try to understand this one. Don't repeat the same mistake you have made before. Okay, after 1 minute I will explain. Okay, so let me explain to you. It doesn't matter if you haven't figured out, it doesn't matter. The main thing, you need to improve your conceptual understanding. So now listen carefully and let me explain. So first thing, please, in this case it is given to you that velocity of this ball is given, and this is the block, this is at rest. Rest means that we can say this one is u1 and this one is u2. It means u2 is equal to 0. Rest simply means no speed. It is given to you, the block hits the object and stick to it. So after collision, you can see this one is the block, and ball stick this one, hit this one and stick with it. So this is the ball and this is the block. So this is what you will see after collision. Question is asking you, you need to find which row gives the total momentum and what is the speed of these two. So we need to find out what is speed of this after collision, and also we need to find out total momentum after collision. Now the first thing, we can use initial momentum. This one has to be equal to final momentum by conservation of momentum, because there is no net external force acting on the system. So initial momentum has to be equal to final momentum. Now you need to take one direction as positive. In this case I will take to the right is positive because our object is moving to the right. If I take to the right positive, it means this one is positive. Now momentum of this one, we have mass, that is 2, and the velocity of this one we have, that is 12, and momentum of this one is 0 because its speed is 0. So the magnitude of momentum is 0, and this one has to be equal to final momentum. Now final momentum, in this case if you multiply, you will get this is equal to 24. So the P final is equal to 24. It means answer is C or answer is D. Now we need to find out final speed. So we can say M times V. Value of M, what is the mass of this one? So we have 2 kilogram plus 3 kilogram, means 2 kg plus 3 kg. So it means this one is 5 kg. So V you can find. So this is 24 divided by 5. If this was 25, we will get 5. But now it is 24. So it has to be little smaller than 5. So the answer will be about 4 24.8 meters per second. So this is one answer and this is another answer. So 4.8. So C is the right answer. So this is the right answer, please. Okay, check this one. If this is clear to you, if you have any question about this one, please type your question. Otherwise, this is how you need to approach this problem. Momentum is conserved if no net external force is acting on the system. So no external force is acting on the system, it means momentum before has to be equal to R. Okay, so this is how we can approach this problem. Let's move on to next one, do some more questions. I hope it is clear. This is another nice question. So please, first of all, do by yourself and then I will explain. So you need to find out average force. Okay, do this question now, please. So you need to find out average force means the resultant force. Average means resultant force on the ball. So that resultant force is F is equal to delta P or delta T. So this is the hint for you now. You have to use this one and you need to find the answer. But you have to be careful with direction. Velocity is a vector, momentum is a vector. Okay, write down please. Try to figure out answer and then type your answer. Okay, then type your answer, please. Okay, please type your answer when you finish working. After 1 minute I will explain. Okay, just few. Answer is A. Simple, Amanda. My class, try again please. You are making same mistake. You are repeating, please. You are repeating same mistake. Velocity is a vector, not a scalar. So direction is very important. A is not answer. You have 20 seconds more, then I will explain. Velocity is a vector, please, not scalar. Answer is not A. Okay, excellent. Answer is C. Well done, Chris. Answer is right. Okay, good, excellent. Answer is C. Okay, so let me explain to you now. Some of you are getting this concept now. Okay, excellent. Evan, good, great. Okay, so now let me explain to you. Now some of you are getting this concept now, and that is the main goal of today's class. You should not make mistake with direction, and that is the point. This is the takeaway from today's class, and some of you are catching this concept now. So let me explain to you. So what we need to find out, average force means you have to use this one. So I will start writing F. This is equal to delta P over delta T. So momentum is delta M times delta V. Mass is not changing, so simply M times delta V divided by delta T. So from here we can say M, this is V minus U divided by delta. Now you need to take one direction as positive. So let's say U is down and the V is up. So we need to take one direction positive. In this case, we will take up is positive. If we take up is positive, you see direction of motion change. It means force is up, force is not down. So that's the reason I'm taking up is positive. So my answer will be positive. If you take down is positive, magnitude will be the same, but your answer just will be negative. So you can also take down negative, it doesn't matter, just change direction then. So mass is given. Mass is 0.50. So I will write down 0.50 here. Now you need to understand, if I take up is positive, it means this one is positive and this one has to be negative. So U has to be negative. So V is positive, this is 8 minus into minus, U is minus 10. So this is the mistake you have made and you have to divide by time taken. So this is the time taken. So time taken is 0.50. So in this case you will get 0.50 and here you get 8 plus 10, this one is 18 and divided by 0.50. So this is cancelled. So what we will get, 18 newtons, and answer is positive. Positive means is up. We have taken up is positive. If your answer is positive, it means direction is up. So it means this is upward. So the answer for this one is C. Okay, look at this now please. If this is clear to you, or do you have any question? Direction please. Most of you are confused with this sign. So the best way is take one direction positive and then do the question. Okay, is it clear now? Let's move on to next. Okay, let's go to next one now. We just left few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 questions more. This question is conceptual. Maybe we will just do this one question and our class will be over, but I want you to write the answer by yourself and I want to see how many of you can get the right answer. If you can answer this question right, it means you got the point, you got the concept. Okay, try this now please. Maybe this is the last question for today's class. You have 1 minute, type your answer. Try again, Chris. Amanda, try again. You are making same mistake. Try again please. Answer is not D. This one is not answer please. what is given to us? A ball of mass m falls vertically and hits a hard surface. Its speed on hitting the surface is v1. So best way is sketch. Maybe you didn't sketch. So the best way is sketch. We have the ball. This ball is falling down. When this hit this surface at this point, just before hitting, what is the speed of this one? Speed is given is v1. It rebounds vertically upward with speed v2. Then it go up. When it rebounds, this speed is given is v2. Question is asking what is change in momentum? Change in momentum, please. Mass of this one is given, this is m. Mass of this one is m. Now you need to understand delta p. Delta p is equal to m times delta v. Now mass we have, so we will say v minus u. And so in this case, initial velocity, this one is u. So this is u, and this one is final velocity, this one is u. Now you need to understand they have two different directions. So you need to take one direction positive. So change in momentum is upwards because this ball go up, it means resultant force is up. So I will take up as positive. So I will take up is positive. If I take up is positive, so this one will be negative because this is down. I will say this one is negative, and this one is up, so this will be positive. And this is the mistake you are making. You have making mistake with directions. So we have m and v is equal to v2 minus, and the u is equal to minus v1. So you have minus v1. So the final answer, you have m times v2 plus v1. So what is change in momentum? Change in momentum is this. So the answer for this question is C. Okay, so the answer for this question is C, please. They have two different directions. You have to take one as positive, and then you can find the answer. So we are taking up positive because its direction change, it go up, it means resultant force is up. So change in momentum is also up. So this one, please, you need to understand. Let me write down here for you. Resultant force delta p by delta t. Resultant force and change in momentum, this is a vector quantity, this is also vector quantity, and these two, they have the same direction, please. So here actually, okay, so they have the same direction. So resultant force up, change in momentum is also up. Okay, they have the same direction. These two, they have same direction. So this is the point you need to understand. Always change in momentum and net force, they are in the same direction because they are vector quantity. You can draw the arrows, you can see. Okay, that's all for today's class. I hope you have better understanding of this topic, and next class we will discuss a different topic, and I'll see you in next class. If you have any questions, you can type right now. Otherwise, class is over. I will see you next class. Bye for now. Bye for now.